Yo, internet, what's good? I kind of wanted to start this thing off proper by talking about the E3 conferences in order. So, without further ado, let's start out with the easiest conference that I can talk about, which is the EA conference, because their conference, well, yeah, they did talk about FIFA 20, Apex Legends, Battlefield 5, Sims 4, The Island Living, which is just another DLC pack, and Madden 20. All those, I really don't gotta say much about those for you to know what those games are what they're about, and most likely how they're gonna fare. You know, however, one game that I really do want to talk about, which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I kind of wanted to just go ahead and check that out with everybody, even though we've already seen it. But still, I kind of really wanted to look at it because that's kind of the most interesting game to come out from their camp. So enjoy the footage. Let's go ahead and check this out together. All right, and of course, yeah, like this is supposed to be like just like a little just a little alpha game footage that they're trying to give to us. And I'm assuming, well, everything now, man, is like it's before Rogue One, but somewhere like after 4, you know, that kind of, or at least after Return of the Jedi. So, you know. Huh. Because technically, the more like that I do look at this, though, is like I do see just another average third-person game, but I do like it because the guy, like his movements, the way how that he moves and everything, it looks like he's Dante from DMC. Well, it's that cape he has. It kind of makes him look a little bit bulky, like how he did, you know. But everything else in between, it kind of really works. Turn the volume up a little bit. 1, 2. There we go.
We have to stop them.
That's the plan. We don't know they're in game, but they spread themselves too thin. This map we recovered proves it.
It's so sad to kind of like see, I mean, like to kind of look at this, but then like know the fate of Saul Guerrera. Like that is just sad.
Double as brutal prison camps. Use those cutters to create a distraction, while you take your lightsaber and free the Wookiees inside. We need their help to stop the Empire.
Understood.
Watch yourself in there.
I don't know where they're at though, but usually when they start talking about like freeing Wookiees, is always someplace around Kashyyyk. And it's kind of interesting how like that they raided the corpse of Visceral, like just to use this map footage that used to be exclusive to Dead Space. It's really interesting. Because since this is their very first like first person, or at least like this is like their single player Star Wars game, like they're putting a little bit more effort into the game. You know, like using your lightsaber like as a torch and whatnot. Them using their force powers to traverse the environment, which is something that I haven't seen like done in a while. You know, the most that I've done is playing like Knights of the Old Republic and then using like night speed, but you know. That's just speeding yourself up versus like you actually using your force powers to kind of like infect the environment that you kind of walk around, which actually kind of shows like the advantages of being a Jedi.
Over there, one of the cutters turned on. Are you running some kind of drill? We should call it in.
Yeah, so basically, so this is like the interesting thing, like when you get into the combat, though, because this is obviously a light side character. Now, I'm not sure if you can like get dark side powers and whatnot, because usually when people do that, oh, force push, I mean force pull, and we also have stasis too. Stasis is one of those, or at least from how it's presented in the Knights of the Old Republic, is like that when you get hit with it, like your body just freezes. And that's also a thing like that we saw Kylo Ren doing, where like he could actually just grab the blaster fire like from out of the air and just fire it back at people. I'm not sure if that's a power in which that you can get here, but wait, was that force jump? Well, technically he is a he is a Jedi Guardian, so you know. And the dismemberment really isn't all that bad. Like if they're not trying to dismember people in this game, like that's not really a problem. You know, remember this is an alpha, so technically like it's still a possibility like that you can do that, chopping off heads and arms and whatnot. Just remember that blood with a lightsaber, you don't got that. It's just straight up burns. Now this is pretty interesting though, cause it's like cause literally the one thing that they can never get right in these games is one-on-one combat. And I think we just saw like with you trying to use force pull, even force push on these dudes, it's like that they have a perfect defense for it, or at least like that they have a defense for it, so that you can't just use it and cheese them. It's more or less like because aside from Jedi Knight Academy, it's like most of the lightsaber duels in combat like really aren't all that intense, especially like if you play like that well, except for like what was it, so which one was that, the one with Sam Witwer, Star Wars The Force Unleashed? Like fighting in that is fun, but some of these other ones though is like, or at least like some of the older games aside from Jedi Academy, it's like the lightsaber duels, they're not really all that fun, or they're not that intense. What the hell is this now? Because specifically like holy shit. Oh, you hit him with the stasis. Because it's not stopping time, man, because basically the guy in question, like his body just froze. It's crazy, like because they do talk about like that Jedi's weaknesses are like grenades and flamethrowers. Because you know, like, cause if you try to like use like precision-based weapons, like they can just read your mind, you know. But yeah, like this is like that Uncharted type of thing, like that I was talking about with them, like traversing landscapes and doing all that crazy stuff, which is actually pretty interesting. But a few other things that I do really wanted to kind of like put out there before this video ends is I'm actually curious if you can use other weapons in this, because they are putting a lot of emphasis on like trying to get the lightsaber duels right, trying to use your force powers to get around the land and everything.
I just wanted to turn that cutter on.
You know, because I was like, because it would be like, because there is a trailer of you fighting like one of those pike dudes without your lightsaber. Like it's just you hand to hand, just fighting him with just your force powers. You know, which I'm actually curious about. Is like, yeah, like can I use the force pikes? Can I use guns and whatnot if I really wanted to? You know. But I've also kind of been hearing the whole thing of like, well, now we should have a created character because this is already a very immersive world, and this is also a very immersive game. You know, even though they're not going to, what was it? Even though like people were talking about that they were going to like cancel this game and whatnot. Come on now, they're not going to do that. But it's like, if you could, it's like, could you create your own character? And I'm like, I don't think that's necessary. I mean, like, we got that kid from Gotham, who's basically like the face actor for the Jedi in this game, you know, like doing a reverse of Mark Hamill. You know, well, yeah, Mark Hamill just does the voice, but still. It's like you doing the reverse of Mark Hamill, so now like he's just a Jedi and whatnot. So yeah, like the biggest thing about this, even though we can dismember the spiders now and whatnot and beat them down, is like, it's like, what will the story for this one be, and where will this one end? because we already know the fate of Saul Guerrero and half of the Republic, but it's like, what's gonna happen with this dude? Like, what's his story? Like, is he going to make it, or is he going to live long enough to appear in any of the films? Oh wait, like, is he checking his memory or something? Or is that just the radio? Oh Jesus. Well, obviously, like, they don't. Well, obviously, like, see, we can ravage the dang on spiders because they're not human. Kind of a thing like that we kind of have, man, whenever like they talk about the whole dismemberment things. If there is in fact one thing that I am actually super impressed at how this game is, I'm actually impressed at its at its traversal, like its world traversal with the wall running onto the climb and whatnot.
Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground.
I mean, I really like it because it kind of makes this Jedi specifically, it makes him feel a lot different from most of the other ones so far. I mean, sure, he's not very stealthy because, you know, like, and also he's very ruthless, whereas I can just grab a guy and just destroy him. You know, they even actually, I mean, like, everything of being a Jedi in this actually makes you feel kind of overpowered in a sense. You know, to where like that you can stasis a gunshot and a guy and just pull him to it and put him like in the in the direction of his own bullet. I mean, like, this actually does kind of make you see how powerful like the Jedi, you know, these weird religious weirdos out there, like, you see how powerful they are, you know. But then again, at the same time though, it's like, I'm still crazy. It's still interesting to lie that you can do all that, but yet they don't give you force jump, really. You know, that and also it does kind of bother me though. Like I know that this is a minute thing, but it does bother me like how not stealthy he is, or that might not be an option. But like you can so you can knock him over with like some of the other guys. Like, that's actually pretty useful. Oh, and we can stasis him too? Now that's something that I really wasn't expecting, because they might not have a defense for that. Oh, but that does actually kind of raise a question though. What if, say, like, not necessarily them getting harder, but what if they learn your fighting style? Because the reason why like he might have defenses against like your force push and force pull, it might be the fact like that when you first fight them, you doing that, like, they'll like just like they can push them all over the place, but then as it goes on like that, it stops to hurt them. And then like when you try to like stasis them, well, now you can't do it no more because, well, you've been doing it for too long. If it's something like that, then I would really like it. But, you know, how much more time do I got? Oh, just a little bit more. All right, so we're coming up on the end of that. Ugh. What? I'm sorry, it's how the Wookiee looks like. Ugh. Oh shit. Oh, that's our friend, man, from the Rogue One film. Ah, that is the end of this glorious trailer. What I can say is that from how I do like it, from the stasis, from the force pull, the force push, the enemies you fight, the combat, the Fallen Order is looking really promising. The only thing that I seriously have to ask a question on, well, yeah, like, cause I'm just looking at the trailers of the thing though, but it's like the only thing that I can ask about the Last Order is that what the story will be. But then again, since this is, you know, everything past Return of the Jedi, you know, then yeah, or possibly somewhere around the second, what the hell was that TV show called? The Star Wars TV series, the 3D series that came after the Anakin and the Ahsoka stuff. Like after that, the one where Ahsoka came back and Anakin was Darth Vader and shit, you know, like that one. I forget the name of it, but I think it's supposed to be like in that universe because Saul Guerrero is still alive. So you know, it's one of those things. But as far as what I do know, it looks really good. It looks promising, and it's something that I would buy. It's very different from everything else that EA has done. So hey, a big thumbs up for them actually trying to make a single player game. But I got some more trailers to get into. Let me get this the fuck out the way. So I'll catch you in a bit.